Hi everyone, Phil from Tech for Techs here. Today we're going to be looking at these. They are the Linksys, or Linksys depending on how you want to pronounce it, Velop Whole Home Intelligent Mesh Wi-Fi System. They are tri-band. We have got a 2-pack and a 1-pack, and we're going to basically try them both together to equals obviously a 3-pack. Okay, today we are looking at these. They are the Linksys or Linksys Velop Whole Home Wi-Fi Setup or kits or whatever you want to call them. And as the tagline says, Wi-Fi that sets you free. But if you're not aware what a mesh system is, basically it extends your wireless internet throughout your whole home or place of business or whatever. You basically have these nodes, they all work together. A little like Wi-Fi extenders, but hell a lot more advanced. So they all work together. Everything will be on the same channel and the same password and everything like that. So you can basically move from one side of your house or business to the other, and you should still get the same Wi-Fi signal, and you won't lose connection as you swap between the different nodes. And it should all be, as it says, intelligent and work together. And it should work on all providers, as it said on the box. Basically, from our experience, as long as you've got an internet connection, you just hook up one of these nodes with an Ethernet cable up to your router or some sort of switch which has got internet on it, and it works. So it should be as simple as that. Today we're going to open these up and have a look at them. We're just going to open up the big box rather than the little one, which is the twin pack. But let's have a quick look at the box. So we've already said what it says there. So it's a module system, and this has got the 2 in there. Full speed Wi-Fi for up to 3-bedroom houses, so that'll cover most houses, and obviously you can buy extra nodes which will cover even more. You've got tri-band, so that's obviously better than dual band. It's tri-band signal on there, so that's very good. And it also comes with a 3-year warranty, 24/7 customer care. Little star on that, so who knows what the star means, but it's probably some countries it applies. If we spin it around, look at the back. You can see on here you've got your mobile phone setting, so you can actually set it up on your mobile phone. So I'm guessing there's an individual app for that. According to this, it's got App Store and Google Play, so yeah. And it shows you the basics. You have the 2 nodes, one upstairs, one downstairs, and it sends a signal throughout the house or building depending on how you're going to be using it. Again, this one is aimed mainly at homes, but you probably find it will work as well for small micro businesses or something like that, depending on obviously the size. Right, let's open it up and see what we've got. So as you can see, it's got some cellophane wrap on there, so that's that. And as you can see, the box is quite stylish, nothing over the top, but it's pretty straightforward. So this box seems to have a special pull piece of cloth at the bottom which opens it up. Ooh, just watch everything doesn't fall out. Okay, so that was easy to open up. So once you open the cellophane, there's no seals on the box or anything like that. The first top piece of plastic's just to basically hold it in. Let's go through this part first. You've got a setup guide. Looks pretty straightforward. You've got an Ethernet cable. That'll be to connect the primary node to your router or switch. You've got looks like a sticker. Inside there you've also got 2 plug sockets with a UK plug. Obviously in a different country it's going to have different connections on them, but otherwise that looks like it may be in this side of the box. They are quite stylish plugs. They are quite bulky though, so if you've got, depending on the style of your plug sockets you're plugging them into, it may potentially cause a bit of friction with the other connections. But I must admit, nice packaging, nice way the cables have been done. These are the actual units themselves. So Just looks like a white tower with, looks a bit like a speaker, but it's got, I'm guessing that's going to be your ventilation, or allows the actual Wi-Fi signal to get out of the actual device. So both boxes look the same to me. So it's got a little bit of cellophane or sticky plastic on the bottom to protect it. There is a little, what looks like maybe a button on the top. Doesn't seem to press in, so I'm guessing it might actually be a light, so we'll have a look at that more closely in a bit. Inside, not sure if you can easily see that there, but we'll put some pictures on so you can. It's got a reset button, you've got your 12 volt DC, which obviously is your mains. You've got a button with a 1 and a 0, no, it's actually a switch, so that's going to be a power switch, on and off. And you've got 2 Ethernet connections, so that might be quite handy if you've got an extra device you want to connect up to it, any of the nodes in different rooms which aren't wireless. So if you've got a PC you want to connect directly with a cable to the node, it'll connect to there, then that'll wirelessly connect to that one, which is then connected to the router. Otherwise, you've got a cable tidy at the back. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. There isn't much else to see here. So what we'll do is power them on, test them, and see how they go. Okay, so we're going to follow the instructions as they said. All I've done up to now, I've not powered this on, but I've plugged in the cables on the back, so the Ethernet goes directly to our Virgin Media router, and the power cable obviously goes into the power socket in the wall. As you can see, they neatly connect up through the cable tied on the back of the box, and it just stands there. The other one I'm going to set up at the other side of the room so they don't interfere with each other. So first of all, the instructions basically says you need to download the app from the App Store or Google Play, where you just go into www.linksys.com/app. Once you've done that, you can launch the app, which I'm going to do here. And it's loading the setup experience. Okay, do you agree to the terms? Obviously, I recommend you guys read all of them. I don't know how many pages there is, but there's probably a lot. Okay, so we are setting the Velop, and it says, are you going to a separate modem router, or is it a single device modem router? Well, we're using a single device modem router because I'm connected directly to the router with this. So, gather your new gear. Next, so it says plug in the node, which I've done. Place it out in the open. Well, it is. Connect your modem router, which we have. It doesn't say power it on, but I'm presuming we need to power it on for the light to go purple. So we've switched it on, and it says node takes a few minutes to fully set up. Wait while the node's light blinks blue. When it's solid purple, tap the button. Okay, the light has just gone from blue to purple, so tap the button. I presume the light is purple button. We'll press that. It's looking for nearby Linksys devices. Again, I'm calling it Linksys, but some people call it Linksys. Depends on how you want to pronounce it. Oh, it says it's found, and that's pretty good. Blinking purple means it's ready. Yeah, that seems to be, I wouldn't really say it was blinking, more of a phasing colour, but yeah, it's going basically on and off. So press next. It's checking for the internet, so fingers crossed it's picking up the internet there. It says this could take up to a minute. Okay, only took about 15 seconds altogether. It wants us to enter an email address and passwords to create an account. So I'll do that on here. Okay, that's securely creating your account, linking you to your account. So again, this could take up to another minute. Okay, that went through. Again, took about 20-30 seconds. It wants to enter a Wi-Fi name, so I'm going to call it Tech for Techs, all lowercase, and password. I'm going to call it QWERTY, YUIOP. Just while we're setting it up. Press next. It says it's configuring. Again, this could take up to another minute. Seems to be a recurring thing here. Okay, that seems to have gone through, so it took again about 30 seconds. You choose where is it going to be. I'm going to say office. Next. So that's saving. Apparently that is set up. So it means it's online and working properly. So press next. Would you like to set up a new node in another room? Yeah, okay, add another node. It's basically showing you how to place it, but with mesh systems, a bit like with extenders, you need to put them in an area where you get a signal already. So obviously if you're going to stick one of the nodes in a room that has no signal, it's not going to be able to get the signal in there in the first place to spread it. So you have to put it in a room so it can spread the signal out from where it is. So we'll do that now. I'll move the camera to the other side of the room to show you the other node, and hopefully it goes as planned. Okay, so we've set up the other unit in the other side of the room just to see how it goes. We've got a blue flashing light on there. All I've done is plug it in and switch it on. So let's use the app now. So we press next like it says. It says plug it in. We've just done that. Okay, nodes take a few minutes to fully set up. Okay, it says the light should be purple. Unfortunately, it hasn't changed purple and it's been blue solid for a few minutes now, so I'm going to reboot it and see what happens. Okay, this is where we actually had a few issues, and we tried this process several times, and either A would just get a blue light, or sometimes it would then actually change to red, but we would never get the purple light like it instructed. We tried the reset button on the bottom to reset it. This did not seem to do anything at all. We emailed the marketing department via our distributor and Linksys, and did not get a reply until about 72 hours later, which was slightly disappointing because we'd done most of the review already by then. But basically they said hold the reset button down as you power the unit on for about 30 seconds. We tried this a number of times, varying the length, and it failed to kick in. Funnily enough, we left the device on overnight, more so because we forgot to turn it off basically, and funnily enough the next morning it suddenly was working again, and it did actually work. So a little bit disappointing it didn't do what it should have done, but it did actually work in the end. For the rest of this review we used the other unit, what came in the single pack, to obviously finish the review off, but we couldn't test all three together. Okay, so we've managed to plug in the other node. The light's gone purple, so I'm going to follow the instructions, and it says press this button when the light is purple, so I'm doing that now. It should look for nearby devices and set it up. So it's found the node, so that looks good. Press next. It says add in the node to your system. Your node is connecting to the other nodes. This could take up to a minute, and then it says applying settings from your other node. So fingers crossed, what that's going to be doing is copying all the settings from the first node over onto this new node. Okay, so it looks like it's set up. It says just right, good work, your node is looking really good. So let's press next. It says please wait. Strange sign, it's got a red light on top of that node, so I'm not sure exactly why, but let's give it a name. We'll just call this Office 2. And let's see if that saves the details in and works. Yep, success. Your node is set up. And that's it for now. So in theory we should have everything we need. It looks like there is a update available, so I'm going to tell it to update and see if it goes through. But otherwise everything's connected up and should be fine. So what we'll do is run a few tests on these and see how quick they actually run. Okay, as you can see, we've done some basic tests of this. You can see that our direct connection from our internet is roughly 372 megabytes. Unfortunately, the wireless directly out of the router is below 300 megabytes per second and drops quite dramatically 15 meters away. By just connecting one of the Velop nodes up, we were able to get the internet running at 362 megabytes per second, and 15 meters away we got 338 megabytes per second, which is actually quite a good increase from the stock speed from the router. We tried using the second Velop node and we're getting 348 and then 15 meters away from the node, which is still a lot better than the actual router we originally had. Unfortunately, we were unable to test the third node due to the issues we had, and unfortunately it didn't start working until after we had written and done all the videos and so forth. But in theory it should work the same as the second node, depending on whereabout in the building you have it. So overall, very impressed with the speeds. The speeds are probably the fastest we've seen on a mesh system. They're extremely good. Obviously, downsides mainly are the fact that A, one of the nodes didn't work. B, it took 72 hours for us to get an actual reply about it from the marketing department, which, considering they're wanting this review was a bit disappointing. And then thirdly, the actual setup process for the whole system seems to be a little bit long-winded. If you go for some other mesh systems, let's say the Tender Novas, for example, they will actually work straight out of the box. You don't actually even have to run any setup, any apps or anything like that. You could just connect the first one up, the other two or one, depending if it's twin or free pack, will automatically pick up the main one because they are pre-set up, and then you just put the wireless information in to your devices and away you go. You can then log into an app or whatever if you wish to change or monitor the network, but unfortunately this requires you to actually set up an account and so forth and get the app working. And again, it says that you need to have an Android or a Apple app to actually get it working. It doesn't mention anything in the manual or limited manual what is provided about setting it up via Windows. You probably can, but unfortunately we're reviewing it as if the product, you were to buy the product and actually use it out of the box without having to hunt down loads of information. There was a hidden CD in the box, but again, most households these days don't have a CD drive. Most laptops don't come with them, and most people are using tablets and phones, and again, they do not come with them either. So overall, very fast product, as I said. Let down by the setup and the faulty node. Okay, it could be just one of them things with the faulty one, but the setup seems to be a recurring issue. If you look on, for example, reviews on the likes of Amazon and so forth, all the complaints, or most of the complaints, are generally down to the actual setup process. If you like this review, feel free to like, share or subscribe. If you want to see more of our reviews, please go to our website, which is www.tech4tex.co.uk, and please, again, don't forget to subscribe and like. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.